Hey everybody, welcome to Matter of Opinion. I'm Walls P.
I'm Erica.
And today we're gonna speak on a touchy topic. Now this subject was brought to us by Lucky Dollar. His channel is in the description. Check out his channel for, stocks and investments. Pretty good source for that. So yeah, check him out. Now the topic that we're talking about, the whole Me Too movement and a Medusa statue that was built across the street from the courthouse that Harvey Weinstein was prosecuted in. And it's getting a lot of flack from feminists, your people.
It ain't just my people. Feminists is everybody. It's not just my people.
That was just a joke, but yeah, it's getting a lot of flack from feminists. So check out this clip.
A 7-foot-tall bronze version of the famous sculpture Medusa with the head of Perseus was unveiled today at Manhattan's Collect Pond Park. The statue is the work of artist Luciano Garbati and was created as a response to Benvenuto Cellini's original work from the 16th century. Garbati says this reverses the traditional narrative of Medusa and is a tribute to the Me Too movement. The sculpture purposely faces the New York County Criminal Court where Harvey Weinstein was convicted of rape. The statue will be on view through April of next year.
So for those who don't know the story of Medusa, she was raped by Poseidon in the house of Athena. So Athena turned around and punished her, turned her into a hideous monster, and her gaze will turn men into stone. So what the artist did was he changed the narrative to fit the Me Too movement. So on this go around, she killed Perseus and she's standing strong in a nutshell. But the statue is getting a lot of flack from a lot of feminists because it's a man that made the statue. She's made perfect and all these other things. So my question is, why is this being attacked for this particular cause?
I feel like it's being attacked, one, because it was a man who created the statue compared to a female coming up with the idea and creating the statue. Two, I feel like this statue is a little too perfect. When you have females going, hey, this statue doesn't really look like me. It doesn't personify the way a naked woman looks at this point in time. Those are things that are gonna make you look and go, hey, what is going on with the statue? When you look at what the statue looks like, it looks like she's just another beautiful naked woman.
Okay, but if it's supposed to symbolize the Me Too movement as a form of a person being raped, what does it really matter? What does she look like? Because a rape victim will come in all shapes and sizes. You'll get a rape victim who's short, a rape victim who's tall, a rape victim who has short hair, a rape victim who has long hair. So with the statue, in a nutshell, it's not gonna please everybody because everybody looks different. Nobody, even identical twins, have some type of differences.
That's correct, but the issue for that is it's like, okay, you created a statue, should make it look some like womanly. I'm not saying it can't be beautiful or things like that, but you're making it look like it's an object that people are gonna be like, oh, this is a cute statue, not, oh, this is really representing the woman's struggle.
Okay. You got a fair point, but let's just say a person who's walking by the building, right, and they see this statue, and they have no idea what the statue symbolizes. You don't think they're gonna try and look into it to see what this statue, why is this statue here, which in result is bringing awareness to the cause at the end of the day?
Usually people don't though. A lot of times they'll look at a statue, they'll go over and look at maybe the description on it, and then you walk by. Not everybody is gonna look at go, oh, this is beautiful art, and I'm gonna go check it out and see who created it, look and see what it stands for, because a lot of times, guaranteed it's at a park, people are 9 times out of 10 just walking right past it.
All right, we're talking about New York City here, a tourist place. So you mean to tell me people are gonna walk by and see a statue that's put up and not question, why is this statue here? Or ask somebody walking by, why is this statue here, or something like that?
It's a catch-22. You know how many times I go to New York and I'm beelining it to my location?
Yeah, that's a fair point. But I don't know. I just feel as though something is better than nothing. And it seems like the main flack that it's getting is that a man made it. So that's the part, like, to me, I really don't understand. Why would it matter if a man made it or a woman made it?
I don't feel like the slack is just that, though. It's a naked woman, one. So you're going to have people looking, going, well, why is she going to have clothes on? You have the other issue going, yes, she cut the guy's head off, but one, that's not the person that raped her. That is the person who, you know, in the original work is the person who killed her, which I get that, but it's like you're punishing the hero at the end of the day who was just commissioned to come kill me. Like, that's not the person who wronged me.
That's very true, but at the end of the day, if he killed her, he technically wronged her. And at the end of the day, if it was her supposed to be penalized for what she's done, but she comes out living, is basically making a statement, I'm not gonna stand down.
Which, and it makes sense, but like I said, you could have did that statue so many other ways. She didn't have to be naked. She didn't have to look so pretty. I'm like, yeah, on the flip side, I wish a woman did think about the idea over a man, just because it would give the Me Too movement more of a balance going, hey, this is the response to a statue that a male made in the 1500s.
Okay, so peep this. The Me Too movement is supposed to make awareness for women, right?
Yes.
So if it's supposed to make awareness for women, it's geared towards men having awareness for not raping women, yada, stuff like that, for women empowerment and stuff like this, right? Okay. So if men are horn dogs, right, and men are walking by and see a statue of a naked woman, they're gonna want to question, who is this woman? So if you want to go question who is this woman and you look it up, hey, let me see who this woman is, that kind of can lead the pathway to why this statue is here and what does it signify. Because at the end of the day, women know what the Me Too movement is about. It's men that needs to be educated about the Me Too movement.
That is true.
So at the end of the day, when does it come to awareness as opposed to who created it? Oh, this is imperfection, yada, yada. Now, I will say this. They should have had something like a plaque on the bottom to kind of say what's what, which would have been able to help the situation. But at the end of the day, it's supposed to bring awareness. It's kind of like with the NFL and the protesting, right? The players are kneeling. They're like, okay, with Colin Kaepernick, matter of fact, every game he's kneeling. People are like, okay, why is he kneeling? Eventually you're gonna ask, okay, why are you kneeling? And he's like, yo, I'm kneeling because of police brutality or whatever. So what happened now? Instead of them tackling the underlying problem, which is police brutality, they're using the flag. Oh, you're disrespecting the flag. I don't want nobody kneeling, disrespecting the flag. Basically, the whole narrative got changed and the movement got lost in the sauce. So at what point do we take the symbolism out? Focus on, the awareness of the situation.
That's exactly why, the statue for me really doesn't make any sense. I get that somebody created it to change the narrative, but in my mind, I do not feel like the statue represents the Me Too movement. I get the backstory, but how many people really understand the backstory? How many people are gonna look up Medusa to begin with? Two, if I am looking at a cause, I would have rathered other types of awareness. I would have rather you created something specifically for the Me Too movement that was not just a response to something that was created centuries ago.
All right, so here's the thing. If feminists had such an issue with the statue, right, and that a man made it, why would you even let it get to a point that a man is making a statue just to try and fight for the Me Too movement? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like, how are you gonna bash him for at least trying to make an attempt to do something? Because let's be realistic, the statue is gonna bring some type of awareness. Even if it's 2 people, 3 people, it's still gonna you're still gonna get a handful of people who are gonna wanna find out, why is this statue here? Not everybody, but it's still gonna touch a few people. If the statue's not there, you're not gonna get anybody that's gonna try and figure out or look up the Me Too movement. So at least there's some type of, you get what I'm saying, some kind of emblem there.
And like I said, I wholeheartedly get what you're saying. The issue for me is I just feel like the Me Too movement started to fizzle again. I feel like there were so many other movements.
You're making my point.
Correct. But in general, I don't feel like the statue should have been the symbol for the Me Too movement. There were so many other things that could have been a statue for that type of movement, because you have so many different people, so many different circumstances that are going into play with this particular movement. I feel like it could have been a colorless, faceless statue, and it might have done a little bit better for that.
But that's the mistake that everybody's making. It's supposed to bring awareness. So regardless, at the end of the day, it could have been a midget holding Poseidon's head. As long as least it's bringing awareness, that's what should matter. You get what I'm saying? Like, who?
Yes, I understand what you're saying. The problem is when you have a movement and there is no clear-cut representation, it's hard to try to figure out why are we putting ourselves in a box. I feel like because the statue was created by a man, it's putting people in the Me Too movement in a box going, hey, look, this is what we decided to create for your representation. Instead of it just being a blank canvas or having women decide what they want to represent their particular movement.
I get what you're saying. Because I had a conversation with somebody about this, and they're like, that's like saying, you know, if a white person started the civil rights movement, no, not started civil rights movement. If a white person started Black Lives Matter movement, I'm like, that's not, you can't equate the two. And just like what you're saying, you really can't equate the two, because the Black Lives Matter movement is already there. The Me Too movement is already there. So even if you bring a symbol or make something to bring awareness, that's not necessarily the symbol of it. It's just to bring awareness. Now, this is the point that I want to get to. If you have a male who is taking time to try and bring awareness to a Me Too movement, and he's basically getting a lot of flack, what incentive is that to make other men want to step up to try and help the movement or bring awareness to it? Because let's be real, for any type of movement, the civil rights movement, you know, desegregation, at the end of the day, you still need people of the opposite end of the spectrum to help push that movement forward. So in order to get the movement that much stronger, you're gonna need men to help say, hey, we're fighting for women to have this type of movement. So if a man step up to do it and he's getting ostracized and everything like that, then why, like, as a man, why, like, if I'm seeing what he's going through, why am I gonna step up to try and like bring awareness to it if that's what's gonna happen? Because I'm a man and I'm not a woman, you know, to help the cause or whatever.
And that's the problem though. I don't have an issue with, you know, both males and females dealing with the Me Too movement. I do have a problem that a male is trying to create a symbol for something that had been symbolless for so long. Are you bringing awareness? Of course, I understand that's what you're doing. We want other men to participate. But I also feel like those are conversations that need to be had with the opposite sex on the Me Too movement. I feel like the people that created that movement should have been made aware of it before you decided, hey, I'm gonna just go and create a statue and go, hey, this is what we're gonna use to represent you guys at this point. Because then at the end of the day, you're putting me in a box.
But see, to me, I really don't take it as a symbol. I just take it as bringing awareness. To me, a symbol is a monument that's gonna be there forever and ever and ever. Do you know that this is only supposed to stay up for a couple of months and they're taking it down?
Well, it's not that they're taking it down. They're probably gonna move it to
yeah,
another
but
location.
they're taking it, yes. In a nutshell, they're taking it down.
So then my thing is, if it's something that's gonna be moved, why are you making that my symbol then?
It's to bring awareness. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, if I don't know, it's like if I tell you, if you telling me, hey, when you use the bathroom or whatever, put the toilet seat down, and I never remember to put the toilet seat down, so you leave a note saying put the toilet seat down. That note is not a symbol of putting the toilet seat down. It's a reminder. to put the toilet seat down. What you're telling me is by you putting up that note globally, that's gonna symbolize that putting the toilet down. No, it's a reminder.
Well, then when you say it that way, it does make more sense. That it's a reminder of, hey, we still have other movements going on right now too. So looking at it that way, yes. When I first initially thought about the symbol and thinking that it was gonna stand for it, yes, that's something completely different.
I feel at the end of the day, everybody should concentrate on the Me Too movement and, you know, trying to make things better and bring awareness to it. I'm talking about, oh, a man made it and the statue is imperfect and all of that. That's a distraction from the cause in itself. What do you think as a whole?
I think as a whole, understanding where you're coming from with it not being a symbol itself for the movement and more of, hey, let us get more awareness out for it, I'm okay with that. I feel like the statue may bring some other people to look and figure out what it is.
But you still don't agree as a whole.
as a whole, it's still some things in the back of my mind. I would have loved for a woman to create a statue. But guess what? The guy beat her to the punch. So now we're gonna have to roll with what's already out there.
All right. So before we close this up, if you had the opportunity to make a symbol to bring awareness or anything like that, what do you think you would have done?
To be honest, I feel like I would have put more than just one person. I probably would have made a group statue just because we know this movement is for multiple people. Guess what? Maybe I might have included a man, a woman, a few of them. Especially since the Me Too movement is not just for females. It's for anybody that was a victim. And to allow them to be able to stand up and understand, hey, other people went through your circumstances as well. And there's help, there's support out there, and we can all stand united.
Me, I would have still used the Medusa statue, right? But with the Medusa statue, I would have had Poseidon, I would have had Athena, and I would have had Perseus. Why? Poseidon's the one who raped her. 2, Athena, as a woman, you didn't back up or support your woman, like the woman. You went against her and even penalized her. Because you do get cases of rape where if, say for instance, a dude is married, whatever, and he rapes a woman, the wife or whatever is like, oh, you brought yourself onto my husband or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I get that,
you get what I'm saying? But so
you can't always blame that person.
But I still would have had Athena in there to symbolize the whole movement. And she comes out on top because she was the victim and all these people that victimized her suffered. And that's how I would have done it. That's gonna do it for this episode. Tell us what you think. If you agree, disagree, leave it in the comment. If you like what you heard, hit that subscribe button, share it, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.
Time for me to hold it down. Time for me to break it down. Y'all cast on